What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a new movie Emporium in-car review for Bones and All, the new Luca Guadagnino film. Of course, it stars Timothée Chalamet and Taylor Russell, as well as Mark Rylance, and has cameos by, of course, Michael Stuhlbarg and David Gordon Green. This is a film that is the follow-up to Suspiria, is the newest film that is, of course, with Timothée Chalamet and, of course, Luca Guadagnino, who, of course, did Call Me By My Name, or Call Me By Your Name, whatever it was called. And it basically is a cannibal movie. It's a romance horror film where an individual played by Taylor Russell basically finds herself without her parents and stuff like that. So she kind of goes by the wayside and goes, doing whatever she needs to do. And she comes across a character played by Mark Rylance, who is a cannibal as well, and she basically, in the process, she meets a character played by Timothée Chalamet, who's also what they call a feeder, which is a cannibal, and basically it's a romance movie. It's a romance movie about cannibals, and it's definitely a Luca Guadagnino film. It's based off a book, and this is a movie I think it premiered at the film festival, the Venice Film Festival. It's of course a movie that was highly anticipated because of the director, and how he's very much come into his own as a director, as like I said, Suspiria and Call Me By Your Name and stuff like that. But I can definitely admit that I'm not a huge fan of his films just because it's just not my cup of tea. It's not my taste. But I was hopeful. I hear really good things about this movie, as you normally do from these film festivals. And, a lot of people I trust really enjoyed this movie. There's a couple of people that didn't, which I honestly understand. But I really didn't know, as graphic as people claim that this movie was going to be, you got to kind of wonder if, what, on the level of graphic stuff that I've seen before in any form of media, it takes a lot for it to really gross me out. And so with that said, after seeing this movie, I just don't think I'm a Luca Guadagnino fan. I really don't. I think he's just not my cup of tea when it comes to being a director, because I really didn't like this movie at all. I found it quite boring. It's not really that gruesome. I mean, it's gruesome. It has, a lot of graphic violence. But outside of Mark Rylance's performance, which was actually quite good, very Oscar-worthy, I just felt this movie dragged. I really did. I felt, Taylor Russell and Timothée Chalamet are perfectly fine, but, they just kind of there through the entire movie. I know that's what it was aiming for. I know it's, a cannibal love film or whatever, but it really feels disjointed in a lot of ways. It really feels like it's trying too hard to be something that really just isn't that entertaining, and that's a problem to me, to be fairly honest. I just don't find that very interesting. It's like similar to something like Armageddon Time, where I guess I understand the people who love James Gray and his directorial style, and this is a film that people will love, but I don't know. At some point I just almost kind of wanted to leave, because I felt like I was going to do a disservice to this movie. And I felt myself bored. I just felt myself looking at my watch, wondering how much longer this movie was going to be. It's a 2-hour and 10-minute movie. It didn't need to be 2 hours and 10 minutes, because there's a lot of times where they just kind of do nothing. They literally do nothing, and that's kind of what my problems with in Luca's films is. Someone like Call Me By Your Name. There's just a lot of nothing. And maybe people like that. Maybe people enjoy it. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's a very beautiful movie. It's a very gritty and, dirty and disgusting movie, because it's what it's aiming for, with the way it's shot. It's actually shot in my home state of Ohio, which I found kind of interesting. But in the end, this isn't for me. It doesn't mean you won't like it. I mean, a lot of people will enjoy this movie. A lot of people have enjoyed this movie. But I just think in the end, I think he's just one of those directors that I just don't find fascinating at all. I think he's very competent in what he does, but I just don't find his movies to be satisfying, to be fairly honest. And that's just kind of where I lie. I mean, it's unfortunate. It is the way it is. Some directors just don't hit you like other directors do, and that's just the way it is. But, it doesn't mean I won't go see another one of Luca's films. I just, at this point, I'm starting to wonder if I'm just not in his, wheelhouse when it comes to what I like. So take that for what it's worth. If you like this film, it's absolutely understandable. If you don't like this film, it's definitely understandable. I'm not going to hate you either way. It just wasn't a film that I enjoyed. So it's not going to be my top 10 worst of the year. It's not that type of film. But it's definitely not going to, be a film that I'm going to really want to go back and rewatch or anything like that. A Glass Onion or something like that. So with that said, definitely not something that was up my alley. And, you know, I'm so glad I watched it because at least I got to see Mark Rylance give a great performance. And, yeah, that's where I kind of lie with this film that is Bones and All. It's a film that if you are squeamish, you might be a little, you know, maybe not see it. But other than that, I think, you know, if you can handle, you know, a little bit of graphic violence, I think it'd be fine. So with that said, that'll do it. That was my take on Bones and All. Thank you so much for watching. Comments below. Tell me what you think of this movie overall, all that good stuff. But otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button, and we'll see you guys in the next review. Peace out, guys.